up, you guys? It's PokeGirl7 here, and lately I've been thinking Pokemon GO Community Day has lost its spark just a little bit. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how to bring that spark back. You know, that original excitement we used to have every single Community Day. I feel like for maybe the past year or so, the Pokemon GO community just isn't as hyped for Community Day as they used to be, and there's a lot of different reasons why. So first off, I know we have COVID-19 going on, and that took away the actual community aspect of Community Day for a lot of people. Most people are used to meeting up with other trainers on their community days and trading with each other and shiny hunting together, so I know that took away the spark, and there's no control over that on Niantic's behalf really. But I do feel like the way that Niantic handled Community Day throughout 2020 sort of ruined the event for everyone. So I did a poll over on my Twitter, and I do want to say all the people on this poll follow me on Twitter, so this is specifically my fan base, I guess you could say. There is a certain type of person that follows me most of the time. You gotta think, I do a lot of shiny stuff on my channel, so a lot of the people that voted probably prioritize shinies over the other things like the exclusive moves or the bonuses for XP and Stardust. Keep that in mind, this isn't an actual representation of the entire Pokemon GO fan base or community, it's just my followers on Twitter. But I said I can't help but feel like community days have lost their spark a little. Does anyone else feel this way? So 1,210 people voted, and 30% said I love Community Day, no problem. 60% said it has flaws, but it's okay. And 10% said I don't like Community Day. So most people fall into the category of Community Day has flaws, but it's okay. And that's definitely the category I fall under. I think it's still a fun event and has tons of potential. It just needs a little bit of tweaking for the community. So let's talk about the first thing that ruined the hype. Repeat shinies. I don't know what happened in 2020, but almost every single Community Day that we had for like 10 months straight was a repeat shiny that we had in the game already before the event. So most people weren't as excited to shiny hunt, which is a big part of Community Day. Obviously, the shiny is always like one of the highlights of the event for most trainers, or at least a lot of trainers. So the fact that they were giving us recycled old shinies throughout the whole year basically was kind of a letdown, and most people weren't really motivated to go out and shiny hunt anymore on Community Day. Community Day used to follow a specific formula, so we would go from having a starter Pokemon and its new shiny release one month to the next month being either a pseudo legendary shiny or just a more rare Pokemon that isn't as common in the wild or in eggs, none of that. Community Day always had that appeal of either getting a rare Pokemon or a starter Pokemon with a good exclusive move. A lot of times it was meta relevant. So for them to go from what we were very used to in that specific formula to completely changing it up in 2020 and just giving us random things that we couldn't predict and things that already had shinies in the game, it took away that joy and that excitement for the real grind. I miss grinding hard on Community Day. And that leads me to talk about the next issue, which is the fact that Community Days are 6 hours long. Now, I think there's a lot of pros and cons to it being 6 hours long. It takes away the rush, which can be a good thing because some people may not have time to play Community Day all day, so 6 hours allows them more time to stop and check their phone throughout the day and not feel as panicked or rushed to get the shinies. Community Day has a much more relaxing aspect now, which is good for a lot of people. I even enjoy it sometimes, but I do think taking away the 3-hour window that we originally had made it less motivating. Like, I do miss the rush of being like, okay, I got 3 hours, I gotta get all my shinies before this event is over. I just feel like there's no need anymore. That leads me to the next issue, which would be the increased shiny rates. So they made the shiny rates higher on Community Day, or at least it seems that way ever since COVID-19 became a thing. I think they increased the shiny rates a lot for Community Day, or at least it seems that way in my experience. I think they did this because it makes it easier to find shinies at home and you don't have to go out around a bunch of people to play. It makes sense, but I do believe it has made Community Day more of a shiny guarantee than a shiny hunt. You pretty much know you're getting one, especially if you're playing outside of your house. Like, even if you're driving around in a car or you're in a local park, there are socially distanced and safe ways to play Pokemon Go right now, and a lot of people are doing that. Most people aren't even staying home anymore. So for most people, you play for an hour, you get all the shinies you need, and you're done, and you don't really have to do anything else. So I think it needs to be tweaked just a little bit. I feel like we can start kind of shifting back to normal, hopefully soon, with more people getting vaccinated and the virus slowing going down a little bit. I think that's what it's going to take to get rid of the 6-hour window, the increased shiny rates, all of that. I think the reasoning for them giving us repeat shinies throughout all of 2020 was so they didn't have to use the really good shinies during a time where not as many people were able to go out to play, which is kind of a smart move. You could really debate on this. I think they still should have kept up with that hype that we had for Community Day. I don't think it was a good move making it less appealing to people, even though we're in bad times right now and they don't want to use up the good shinies. I think they still should have just made it a good event to give us something to look forward to or to be excited about. So now I'm going to talk about some Pokemon I would love to see as some Community Day Pokemon. Obviously, I want to see the Unova starters. Shiny Snivy was released in some sort of event. I cannot remember for the life of me which event it was. I'll put it on the screen here after I do some research, but it never got released for a Community Day, which is so weird. So I would love to see all of the Unova starters, of course including Snivy. I want to see the Kalos starters at some point. I want to go back to that formula of starter and then rare Pokemon. Some of the rare Pokemon I really want to see a Community Day for are Axew. I think Axew was so cool and not many people have this Pokemon yet because it's really hard to get. Deino would be great. There was a little bit of a controversy when they released shiny Deino through eggs. A lot of people don't like that. Most people don't even have a shiny Deino because of it, because it costs money for incubators. So I think a Deino Community Day would make a lot of people very happy. Next up we have Gible, another dragon type. I don't even have to explain this one. Everybody wants a Gible Community Day, let's be real. We have had a lot of chances to get shiny Gible. It's in Research Breakthrough right now. It was a part of Go Fest this past summer. A lot of people have the shiny Gible at this point, but there's still a lot of people out there that need the candies for their Garchomp Pokedex entry, and it would be nice to get an exclusive move for Garchomp. Next up is yet another dragon type. I think you guys can see a theme here. We have Noibat, which is one of the rarest Pokemon in the game right now. It doesn't spawn in the wild very frequently. It's hard to get from eggs. You guys can see the theme here. It's mostly like rare dragon type Pokemon or pseudo legendaries in that theme. Next up we have a Unova Pokemon that has never been released in Pokemon Go for some reason. Its name is Druddigon and it's one of my personal favorites from Unova. It has a gorgeous shiny coloring. I think it's so cool and it's sort of an overlooked Unova Pokemon, so it would be great to highlight it in a Community Day. Last but not least we have Goomy, which I feel like is too early to release. It's a Kalos Pokemon, which is Gen 6, and it hasn't come out in Pokemon Go yet, so it might be too early for a Goomy Community Day, but it's one of those dragons that I love and I really like the shiny, so that'll probably come at some point. But some of the other ones I mentioned are things that could happen right now and they would make more sense. Hear me out. I also want a Litwick Community Day. I think it would be cool to do it around Halloween, so that might be a long ways off, but shiny Litwick is a fan favorite. Another thing, if they did a Dragon Community Day in April, it would help a lot of people with the shiny Mew quest we got going on right now. So you have to catch 30 of each type of Pokemon, and the Dragon type Pokemon is one of the hardest ones to come by, so that would help a lot of people complete that to get their shiny Mew. And Deino would be a great candidate because it's also a Dark type Pokemon, so you could finish the Dark and the Dragon type on that quest, which are both really hard to get. So let's talk about a few things I think they could do to Community Day to spice it up a little bit. So we're all used to sort of the same formula on Community Day. We have the spawns of the special Pokemon, and then we have some eggs every now and then. We have the exclusive move, and then we often have bonuses like Stardust or XP bonuses. I think they could take a step further with Community Day and start giving us bigger themes. So this idea comes from my friend Arcaprava over on Twitter. He says that he would love variety spawns, such as themes. So let's say we do all the starters from Kanto at once, or all the starters from Sinnoh at once, or maybe all the Pokemon from Route 1 in the Johto region at one time. There's so many different themes that we could do that would make it more of a variety shiny hunt on Community Day instead of just one specific Pokemon. I would also love to see the evolutions of the Pokemon in the wild more frequently with an increased shiny rate, or they could even do the evolutions in raids. Maybe they could include 5 free raid passes for trainers that don't want to spend money on the game. I would love to see that implemented just a little bit more, so you're not just catching that one pre-evolution, you're able to get the bigger, badder Pokemon. I think that would be more fun. So overall, I just want to see more rare Pokemon for Community Day again, and I want to start seeing starters again. No more repeat shinies. It takes away the hype of Community Day. I want to see the events. They don't really necessarily have to be shorter. Like I said, that one's very debatable. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe after COVID's over, they'll be short again. I do think the shiny rate should be lower just a little bit. I don't know what it is, but every Community Day these days, I get so many shinies to the point where I'm just so tired of playing after 1 or 2 hours. It's just not that fun anymore. Like, I used to get so excited to find a shiny on Community Day, and now I'm just like, Oh, I got a shiny. You guys know what I mean. Like, let me know what you think about that. So that wraps up my thoughts on Community Day. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any ideas that I didn't mention in this video, and let me know where you fall on the poll. Do you love Community Day? Is it okay? Has some flaws, whatever, or do you hate Community Day? Like I said, leave me a comment down below, and I guess I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel to join my Gengar gang, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!